What's up, superheroes? It's your boy, CJ Washington Jr. All right, man. Today we got a little Q&A. I sent out a message on social media this morning asking anybody had any questions, fitness questions, personal questions. I don't care, man. Anything was available for you guys today. So I did get a couple questions, so I'm gonna knock them out real quickly. But first, before we do that, it's snowing in Virginia today. When it snows in places, I'm from South Carolina, Florida. When it snows in places that it don't usually snow at, it is ridiculous. People don't know how to drive. Nobody knows what to do with the snow. It's like a phenomenon. Everybody complains about it. The funniest thing to me, schools, okay, they got this cool thing that schools call you to let you know if you're not going to school. I don't remember that when I was growing up. You wake up in the morning, if it's snow, sleet, or whatever, you go to school, they might let you out in the middle of the day, but now they call you in the middle of the night. Every parent complains. They calling me in the middle of the night. If they don't call the parent, they complain. Why ain't nobody calling me? Why they going to school this early? Why they got a 2-hour delay? It's the craziest thing to me. People they get upset about everything, whether you do or whether you don't. People gonna get upset. It's the funniest thing when it snows, man. Parents are upset. Kids are always happy because you get out of school, go to school later, get out early. Pinot Drive. Everybody at the grocery store. Walmart is lit right now. Everybody there. I don't even get to all that. If I starve because I wasn't prepared over the snowy holiday, man, so be it. As I speak, somebody honking the horn outside now because they driving crazy down my street. But anyway, I want to show y'all the snow as I walk through the crib. These food time crazy, and I'm about to freeze my behind on. If you don't know me, you know I wear shorts like every day. Still got my short game on, short sleeve. Go out this door real quick. Go out this door real quick for you. I still look at that. It is snowing. I don't know if you can see it or not, but you definitely can see it on the ground. That's my car. Don't pick at my car either, but that's my car. Homie, I know the old boy cold. God dang. I need to give a ride or something. This nigga is cold out here. Snowing. Feet cracking. Snowing in the beach. And the homie walking. God, so much. All right, back in the house so we can get this video done. Make sure my eyebrows don't flee. All right, so the first question is from Rose Washington on Facebook. My mom. Thanks, Mom. Love ya. So she said, I fell out of my attic this morning. The longer I walk, it hurts more. What should I do? What do you think I should do other than go to the doctor? First of all, Mom, what are you doing in the attic? Come on, man. You gotta be more careful. And I know probably Dad was probably at work when nobody was around, especially when nobody's around. My mom's not old by no stretch of the imagination, but as we get older, we gotta understand that falling is like one of the number one causes of breaks in older individuals. Falling, man. Falling. So you gotta be aware of that and take more precautions if nobody home with you. You know, wait, man, I'm sorry that you're not doing well. And I'm also say this, go to the doctor. As much as you don't want to go, you don't have funds, I understand how much it costs to get those doctor bills, you don't have nothing to pay it, but not you don't have insurance. Obamacare trying to make it a little bit easier for us to get insurance. But if you don't got insurance, man, I understand. So, but go to the doctor is the most important thing. But after that, the same as always. It'll be the same rest component, the same rice component, RICE, the first one being rest. Can't heal without rest. So if you do have some kind of trauma, fall, anything like that, make sure you rest. Make sure you put ice on the affected area about 20 minutes, up to 20 minutes, no longer than 20 minutes for the first 48 hours of the fall or whatever, every like 2 hours or so. The third one, RIC, is compression. So you want to wrap it in something. I'm not huge on compression for individuals at home because you may not know the right amount of compression. So, but that is the third component. So not really heavily worrying about compression, but definitely resting the ice in and then elevating the area. So if you fall on your leg, lay down in the bed, put a pillow or something underneath your leg, your arm, you lift your arm up. So, and then that will help you to get better. But mom, I'm sorry you're sorry you felt at it. And I hopefully you're feeling better pretty soon. All right, the next one, I'll go to Instagram, and the homie K_Shrin7 asks, what style of training would be best to make your body more durable? All right, so I know the homie, shout out, appreciate the question. First of all, it's a complicated question to answer only because the first thing I would know, durable for what would be the first question I would have in return, but I know him personally. So the thing I'll say, he's a baseball player. So when you play baseball, tennis, golf, swimming, when you do sports or even at work, just when you do the same thing, when you do the same movement pattern, baseball player, throwing, stand on the same side, swinging, stand on the same side, putting, we go into what we call this thing called pattern overload, right? So pattern overload begins to affect your body negatively because one thing, one side, one area of your body goes in overdrive, is working too much. And you generally get some kind of negative effects from that. So the first thing with your training, I would say, is, and it's probably gonna be different from what you heard or what you do before, and I'm gonna use your shoulders for instance. Don't do a lot of shoulder strengthening in the gym. The reason why you already getting all that strengthening throughout your practicing, throughout your motions, throughout your sport, so it's no need to put additional overload. So that's the first thing. So I train swimmers, for those of you who don't know. We do not, after they come into the pool, we do not go ham. We do not have an extra amount of shoulder work. We do train shoulders, but not for strength. So you don't want to train that body part you use a lot for strength. What you want to do is you want to train the opposite muscle group. So for swimmers, we train back. For pitchers, we would train back. That's how you do that. For golf, because they're always rotating, we'll train in a transverse field, have them rotate opposite way in our training, not reinforcing the same thing they're already doing. Try to balance them out, so to speak. In your body, if there's a pull, there's a push, it's the yin and the yang. So opposite muscle works as well as it's the extension and flexion. As your primary mover works, your opposite antagonist muscle works. As one go this way, one go this way, one go that. So you need them to work together. So that's the first thing I would do, is make sure, because you're in baseball, make sure that opposing muscle go your back, or if it's a quad, make sure your hams are equally strong, and lay off all the overload work for shoulders and pressing and stuff. Second thing, I would work everything unilaterally in that sport, because when you keep doing things with the same side, this side becomes stronger. Not only this, it's a domino effect. When you're working your shoulder, your core, your hips, your knees, your ankles are moving a certain way. So then when you get to pressing with both, you start to roll to that way that's stronger, right? So what I would do, unilateral restraint, have 2 dumbbells, and do all my motions, all my stuff one side at a time. So that's an example of what I would do to make my body more durable. There, the other thing would be, I think a lot of people get hurt because they do not function, they do not do range of motion and stretching type exercises. The reason why I believe you have to do that, I think a lot of what we do to get injured is because we cannot get to a position that our body needs to get through. So through foam rolling, range of motion exercises, and stretching, I think that will help your body become more durable too, because now you can actually do what you're asking it to do as far as getting into the positions. When you're running full speed, when you're throwing, when you're jumping, when you're leaping, you put a lot of stress on your body in really stressful and high impact and high velocity type areas. And so it's hard for your body to continuously do that. But if you already prep your body, So prepare your body to get in that position comfortably and even past that position. Then when you're doing it, it helps you get there better. And then the other thing is, my mindset has always been, train your body harder than what you're getting ready to compete in. If you're running 100, don't just go out and run hundreds. Go out and run 300s, 400s, 5. Train harder than what you're competing. The reason why your body adapts. We have an adaptive body. It adapts to whatever we do, right? So if you train harder than what you're supposed to go through, then your body will adapt. And then when you push yourself strenuously through your activity, it's not as bad. So that was the advice I would give, how you train more durably. The one thing I will say, and it's just something to be aware of, certain people get injured more than others, man. And that's just the way it is. Sorry to say, that's just the way it is. Some people get injured more than others. We have a brittle bone structure. You have movement, whatever the case may be. So, and if that's the case, if you have weak ankles or weak bone structure, then be smart in what you do. I'll give an example. I would tell guys all the time, when they play football, you don't always have to run through everybody, especially if you're a guy who gets hurt all the time. Do your job, be smart, get out of bounds, lay down. Just be smart. Ken Griffey Jr. used to get hurt a lot in baseball. Well, he was diving all over the place. He was running up the right field wall. Although it was amazing Hall of Fame type plays, it took away a little bit from his career because he couldn't be out there with his team all the time. Same thing in life and same thing in any sport. Be safe in what you do and be smart in what you do. They say no ego lifting, but no ego training, no ego lifting, no ego playing. I mean, be smart, man. Be smart in what you do. It's a time and place for everything. Sometimes you're going to have to run that wall in the World Series. Sometimes let it hit the wall and make that double, that triple play. All right. Hope that was helpful. All right, last question I'm going to do is NN Alexander, and this is from Instagram as well. What do you think about getting back into weightlifting after injury and rehab? I think it's awesome. I think that's what you're supposed to do. I think you just have to be mindful and take it slow of that injured area. I have a surgically repaired tricep. So when I went to rehab was terrible too, man. I used to have this lady, I started doing tricep extensions. I lay on my back to tricep extensions. I had this lady who was like probably 70 years old. I go lay down the first time to do tricep extensions. I look over to my right, that right, and she's doing 8-pound tricep extensions, and I look at my hand, and I got 4-pound tricep extensions. I said, oh, heck no. This ain't gonna work. You talking about somebody being humble. Talking about somebody like, you really being humble, really bring down like, wow, I'm in here, football player, strong guy lifting, and I'm living 4 pounds, and this 65-year-old living. But after you go, it's funny, but after you go through the rehab process, your body is ready to begin. Always be mindful of that injury, especially if it was surgery, because it will never be the same again. I don't care anybody, it will never be the same. It's always different. They open you up, put needles and pins and stick stuff in your body. You're not the same again. But you can be better, and you can be what you were, and also you can be better. I'm stronger now than I ever been with the surgically repaired tricep. But just be smart and diligent in your preparation. You can still live heavy, you can still live intense, you can still do all those things. Just take it slow and be smart. And that's my biggest benefit to that. If it hurts, stop doing it. But I think it's a great thing. I think it's what you're supposed to do. Is you're supposed to get back. That's the whole point of going through rehab, is you're supposed to get back to what you was doing before, and sometimes even better. And one thing I'll throw in there too, and I'm an advocate of this. If you don't know why you were injured, going to check out I mentioned this in another video of mine. Going to check out a functional movement specialist, somebody who's specialized in the movement of the body, doing one of those screens, I think would be something you should do as well. So they can actually give you some clues to what actually happened in the first place. When you go to doctors, they don't tell you the reason you got injured. especially if it's not an acute injury. They say, hey, let's do this to fix it. That's their job. They fix you. So you got to figure out kind of what was the reason for this ailment, this impingement, whatever, impingement, ailment, injury, surgery, whatever it was. Figure out the reason for it. They'll help you, and then you can get some exercises to help prevent it coming back. So that's what you should do. And that's it, man. This video 15 minutes. I can talk a lot. It's funny how long, I don't realize I'm talking 15 minutes long. But it's already way too long. I didn't want to make it 15 minutes, but it is. Hopefully you enjoyed. You got some great content from it. I will do another Q&A pretty soon. So after you listen to this, you got any question you want me to answer? It could be fitness related. It could be about me. It could be about this beautiful, luscious beard that I'm growing. Beard game on deck. It could be about football, the Gamecocks, Carolina Panthers. I don't care, man. I'm here for y'all, man. Let's open up this form of discussion. I don't know what to do with my hands. All right, man, I'm out. It's your boy, CJ Washington. It's a snow day, baby. Junior.
Every day I work out.